Well, we are 1 month away from America's 250th birthday. So, what better blade to dive into today than the brand new USA-made Kershaw Bonneville? And what's unique about this tool is it is one of the cheapest ways that you can get your hands on a new American-made pocket knife. And we're going to unpack what that looks like, what this model brings to the table, some excellent competitive options, some old school models from Kershaw as well, to just kind of put some things in perspective and just have a blast unpacking this tool. If you're new to the channel, I hope you're ready for a wild ride, because I am Aaron, this is Gideonstactical, and we love talking blades, gear, unpacking the good, the bad, the ugly, the awesome, and everywhere in between. So I've been carrying this for a little over 2 weeks now. Kershaw sent me an early sample so that I could run it through its paces. And what we are getting right out of the gate, this is what kind of immediately got me a little pumped, is that this is sporting not Magna Cut, not some other exotic steel that's going to jack up the price to $300-400. It is rocking the tried and true, what Kershaw has been doing for quite a while and kind of floated away from, but I'm glad to see it back in rotation. Sandvik 14C 28N steel, HRC 58-60. Let's go. Let's go. That is an excellent, well-rounded, air quotes, budget-friendly steel that Kershaw knows. They've used it for a long time. And what it does is allows us to get an American-made blade, but not have to break the bank at the same time. Now, when we look at actual performance, I started using the tool with a 0.09 inches thick blade with a mid flat grind and 3.2 inches. What do you think it did? What do you think the geometry of the blade? Because regardless of steel, you could have like trash 420J, and if the geometry is really good, it will at least slice. It's going to cut through. Now, it's not going to hold an edge, but it will do the slicing task that you're looking for, and that is exactly what this blade does. Now, it is not a brute. It's not a beast. It's not designed to be a screwdriver, pry bar, or some thick monster blade. It is designed for scalpel precision, and that is exactly how this tool performs. It cuts, it goes through the material very easily, cardboard, cordage, rope, polymers, you know, whatever you want. And I would say that for 80% of the average knife user looking for a lightweight, slim, sleek pocket knife, that's what you want. You don't want, you know, like even an eighth or even over an eighth. Let's say over an eighth. I'll say eighth is okay. You know, thickness, you get some of these that are like 0.14, you know, on the thickness of the blade. And it's like, why are we doing that on like a 3.2 inch pocket knife? I don't get it. Right there in the sweet spot. I like blades that are usually a little bit bigger than 3 inches of cutting edge. 3.5 is awesome, you know, even all the way up to 4. But this is really kind of like the sweet spot for me personally for carrying a pocket knife, especially summertime. Excellent for gym shorts, potentially, depending on slimness and weight. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk about that Sandvik, and this will actually bring in kind of the first value point, and we'll just talk about steel. So this blade, just checked, Knife Center's got it for $100. $99 is what Knife Center has this rocking for. I will have my affiliate link popping up here. It's in the description box below if you guys want to check it out for yourself. And I'll have a couple others like Blade HQ and DLT and the other you know, affiliate networks I regularly partner with. But at $100 for that steel, I was looking around and I was like, for a crossbar, because that's what this is rocking, blade made in America, what do we have as close? Basically the closest thing I could find was the Buck Range Pro full size. So these are almost identical in size. Now the Range is definitely like a bigger, broader blade overall, but it's sporting 154 cm, $125 last I checked for this model. So I'll have links for both. Both great blades in their own right. They are different, and you may be sitting there and going, okay, Sandvik, Bucks, 154 cm. Now, again, I'm going off of what I can research. I don't have like an ability to test HRCs and stuff. This is 58-60. Bucks is, I believe, a claimed 58-60 as well, and 154. So if you kind of narrow it down, here's the deal. The 154 is going to have a slight edge on overall wear resistance. Going through rope, cordage, cardboard, you will have to maintain 154 slightly less often. Not by a lot, but a little bit. You don't have to hone it and tune it quite as often. On the flip, the Sandvik will win out on corrosion resistance, on slight durability and also in ease of maintenance. It'll be a little bit easier to put an edge on it. Say you've got to bust out your WORKSHARP pocket sharpener, right? These little foldable things are so dope. And if you do that, whoosh, I mean, just honing it on a ceramic rod from now and again will be easier to get that razor sharp edge than on 154 cm. So edge retention goes to 154. Basically everything else, toughness, ease of resharpening, and rust resistance is going to go to the Sandvik. That's me and my mileage. Let me know what you guys think and which type of steel kind of in this size range and price range, you know, makes sense for you. Now, as we roll along, we got to look at the handle because the handle could either make or break it for you, but we'll get to that in just a second. Before we do though, got to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, which is VAER watches. This American-based company, founded right here in the USA, makes excellent field watches, guys. These things are so sick. Been rocking them for over a year. I mean, I'm coming up, I think September will be 2 years that I've been sporting these on my wrist, taking them on wild adventures into the high country, wearing them to dinners out with Mrs. GT and everywhere in between. And they just work, dude. They just work with their stainless steel bodies, their screw down crowns to lock in that watertight capability. They come with quick release, quick change wristbands, sapphire crystal over the face. There's so many options, right? And this is kind of their standard S5 series, but you can go into like solar power, you can get automatics. There are like so many options that are available. They make excellent gifts, especially for Father's Day. So if you're looking for a Father's Day gift, you're like, I don't really know, you know, like everyone can use a good operational field watch timepiece. So I have a link popping up. It's in the description box below. And if you've never ordered through them before, you'll get prompted with an offer for 10% off your first purchase if you subscribe to their newsletter. So pretty sick. Check them out and stay on time for all those adventures that you have this summer. Getting lined up and prepared for our 4th of July 250-year celebration for America. So with that said, guys, handle. Now we're talking about GRN polymer handle, but here's what's really cool is that we have liners that go all the way through. Thank you, thank you. We don't need to chase weight. We don't need to be chasing how much does this weigh exactly. This is like 2.3 ounces. Perfect. I don't need like, oh, we shaved 0.3 off. Okay, but does it like flex and bounce everywhere? Well, then I don't want it. I don't want it. Give me the 0.3 more ounces so I can have rigidity. So this is rigid flow through construction, 4.4 inches with my large size hands, 3 1/4 knuck span. What does that mean? Got some real estate. Got some real estate right there. And actually, when I'm gripping it, my pinky kind of encapsulates that back cut in. I was a little concerned about that, but it actually kind of gives me like a wraparound that you don't always get with other knives. Now, it's slim, it's thin, it's lightweight, so this is not like a big, beefy, round, full folder. I mean, the buck is the better option if you like a big, like more meat in the hand. This is going to disappear, though, in those gym shorts and things like that. And if you just want a more sleek profile, it's going to give it to you. Rocking KVT ball bearings. Crossbar lock is excellent. They're Duralock, but this one's got a flipper. So the flipper really locks you in. You know, so many of these blades have this we're going so organic. Like I love the blur, but that's not a lot of guard right there, man. This, you're locked in. You're not going anywhere, right? So, I mean, you're gonna, boom. You're really caught into place. And then that just gives you 3 options. Not only do you get good thumb studs. Let's see if we can get this thing to zoom in here. Focus. I think I got it. Otherwise, I might have to do a photo. Anyway, ambi, right? So you got your thumb studs, you got the crossbar itself, and then you got the flipper. So you got 3 choices there for deployment. Now, finally, we are sporting, of course, thank you, the Bel Air pocket clip style, loop over, deep ride, excellent recessed screws, and you can swap that right or left for ease of carry. So that's a lot for $100, right? I mean, for $100 in this day and age, that's a lot, because if we look at the Bel Air XL, stay tuned, video coming this week, on some new variants like M4 and aluminum. What? For under $200? Shut up. Okay, but you can see they're very similar size. But again, the profile of the handle, very thin, slim in that regard, right? Giving you some texture though in GRN, so warmer to the touch. But just so you could get some perspective on the XL, that's the XL, I'll give you a mini. In carbon fiber, so, you know, bigger for sure. Oh, dude, I got so excited that little thing just bit me on my middle finger. Sorry if I flip you off. Anyway, okay, so there's just some size perspective. So You know, the only thing, because I'm sure some of you are like, for Sandvik, dude, like I remember when Kershaw blurs were like 65 bucks sporting that steel. Yeah, 10 years ago. And just inflation and cost of living and, you know, tariffs, good or bad, and like all the other things, you know, that are going on. It's just like, that's the cost. And I can't, please comment if you know of another similar, over 3-inch American-made folder that has even like close to this similar type of steel and crossbar, like that type of stuff, for around $100. I don't know of one. Maybe they exist, but I don't know of one that we can find right now. They're all gonna be over that, and a lot of them are just going for those like more premium steel. So it's good so that we can have that American option for those people who want it American made, and gets a lot of performance, and it's unique. You know, it's not just like a carbon copy of the, I don't have one, but the bug out here. CRKT, you know, like, I mean, everyone's just following the bug out. It's nice to get something that's very different than that and gives us liners, thank goodness, in comparison. So, guys, that is the Bonneville. Super sick option. Let me know what you think. If you like it, you don't. And if you want to see more, I want to see more Kershaws in this like right around $100 range with this steel. I love it. It works really well. It's just a good user steel. If we could get a few more designs from Kershaw in the like next year or two, right around this $100 price point that are American made with that steel, I'm all for it. I am in, and I'm ready to rock and roll, and I believe you guys will be too. But I know Kershaw watches these videos and they see comments, and that's my opinion. I want to see more like this, and I hope you do too. So till next time, stay tuned this week because I got a couple more Kershaws coming that are good. Some awesome and not awesome all at the same time, and everywhere in between. So appreciate you guys. Check out the other videos, subscribe, and always remember to stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.